With Jack Reacher gearing up for his third season on Amazon Prime, you might need a refresher on this hulking drifter's journey. Today, we're breaking down everything you need to know before Season 3 arrives. From military mysteries to helicopter revenge, let's dive deep into Reacher's world and uncover every twist, turn, and explosive moment that has brought us to this point. Jack Reacher, played by Alan Ritchson, is the ultimate lone wolf, an unstoppable force of nature who roams the country with nothing but the clothes on his back and an ironclad sense of justice. He's a former special investigator turned willing hobo, but don't mistake his drifter lifestyle for aimlessness. Reacher is a man with a sharp mind, a strict moral code, and fists that deliver pure devastation to anyone who dares to challenge him. Standing at an imposing height and built like a tank, he is an unstoppable human weapon, capable of taking down multiple opponents in seconds. But don't let the muscles fool you. This guy's intelligence and keen observational skills are just as deadly as his combat abilities. Reacher's backstory is a crucial part of what makes him such a compelling character. Spanning both seasons of the show so far, his origins are deeply rooted in the military. Growing up with his brother Joe in a strict military household, both boys followed their father's footsteps into the service. From an early age, Reacher was trained in discipline, strategy, and combat, skills that would later define his entire life. During his deployment in the Middle East, he encountered a group of corrupt soldiers assaulting local boys. After giving them the opportunity to surrender, he ultimately handled things his own way, an incident that permanently marked his combat record and hinted at his willingness to enforce justice outside the traditional rulebook. Later, Reacher found his calling in the military police, where he formed the Special Investigators Unit. This elite squad was tasked with targeting major crimes within the armed forces, from drug smuggling to high-profile homicides. However, after crossing a powerful general, Reacher and his entire unit were swiftly disbanded, putting an end to his military career. Rather than settle down or take another conventional job, Reacher chose a different path, one of complete freedom. His life as a drifter began, with no permanent home, no ties, and no obligations, just the open road and a knack for finding trouble wherever he goes. Season 1 of Reacher kicks off with him arriving in the small town of Margrave, Georgia, hoping to visit a jazz landmark his brother had mentioned. But instead of a peaceful visit, he's immediately arrested for murder. The twist? The victim is none other than his own brother, Joe, who had been working for Homeland Security before his brutal demise. As Reacher investigates, he discovers that Joe was on the trail of a massive illegal gun-running operation. Determined to avenge his brother, Reacher teams up with local officers Roscoe and Finley to dismantle the corrupt criminal network responsible for Joe's death. Reacher's bond with Roscoe takes a romantic turn, adding an emotional layer to the season's hard-hitting action. However, despite the chemistry between them, Reacher ultimately chooses to move on at the end of the season, stopping only to pay respects at his brother's memorial. This moment solidifies a defining trait of his character. No matter how many connections he makes, he's never one to stay in one place for too long. The open road always calls him back. Enter Frances Neagley, played by Maria Sten, Reacher's closest and most trusted ally. A former member of his Special Investigators Unit, Neagley now works in private security and occasionally freelances as a private investigator. She's just as sharp, fearless, and capable as Reacher, making her one of the few people he truly respects. Unlike Reacher, however, Neagley struggles with physical contact due to her haptophobia, the fear of being touched. Because of this, she and Reacher have developed a distinctive no-contact greeting and their own signature exchange. "Did I ever tell you you're smart, Neagley?" Not nearly enough. This seemingly small interaction speaks volumes about their friendship, built on mutual understanding and unwavering loyalty. Season 2 jumps ahead 2 years, with Neagley reaching out to Reacher after members of their former team start turning up dead under mysterious circumstances. During this time gap, Reacher casually mentions that he has already lived through the events of One Shot, the book previously adapted into the first Jack Reacher film starring Tom Cruise. Teaming up with fellow former squad members David O'Donnell and Carla Dixon, along with NYPD Detective Russo, they begin an investigation that leads them to Shane Langston, a corrupt security chief running a dangerous black market operation. Langston is attempting to sell highly experimental surface-to-air missiles to a terrorist organization, working through a middleman known only as AM. As the team gets closer to the truth, the stakes skyrocket. Detective Russo, one of the team's strongest assets, is tragically killed while protecting a child, making the mission even more personal. Meanwhile, U.S. Senator Malcolm Lavoie emerges, offering to help. But something about his involvement doesn't sit right with Reacher. Despite his apparent goodwill, Reacher keeps his guard up, suspecting deeper corruption at play. The season's climax sees Reacher and his team corner Langston at his heavily secured facility. The battle is intense, leading to an explosive showdown in a helicopter. True to his word, Reacher fulfills an earlier promise by tossing Langston out mid-flight. But the mission isn't over yet. The team intercepts AM, dismantles the illegal weapons deal, and prepares for one final obstacle: Senator Lavoie's inevitable betrayal. Anticipating this move, Reacher had secretly coordinated with Homeland Security, ensuring Lavoie's swift downfall. The season ends on a bittersweet note, with the team going their separate ways. Carla Dixon, with whom Reacher shared a brief romantic connection, departs, and Neagley makes Reacher promise to keep in touch more frequently than once every 2 years. The Reacher series is based on Lee Child's long-running book franchise, which began with The Killing Floor in 1997. While the first season faithfully adapted this debut novel, the second season took a bold leap, skipping ahead to Bad Luck and Trouble, the 11th book. This adaptation strategy confirms that the show is reworking Reacher's timeline, prioritizing the most engaging and cinematic stories. Season 3 will adapt Persuader, the 7th book in the series. This upcoming season sees Reacher going undercover after rescuing a businessman's son from an attempted kidnapping. His mission: to infiltrate the inner circle of Zachary Beck, played by Anthony Michael Hall, a powerful figure suspected of running a major drug smuggling operation. One of Reacher's most formidable opponents awaits him in this season: Paulie, played by Oliver Richards. Unlike most adversaries who crumble beneath Reacher's fists, Paulie is one of the rare few who can physically go toe-to-toe with him. Maria Sten returns as Neagley, despite her character not originally appearing in the Persuader novel. Additionally, Brian T. joins the cast as Quinn, a mysterious figure with a deeply personal vendetta against Reacher. While Season 1 was praised for its tight storytelling and thrilling action sequences, Season 2 received mixed reviews, with criticisms aimed at its reliance on cliches, excessive plot armor, and an unsatisfying conclusion. With so much riding on its shoulders, Season 3 has the chance to restore Reacher to its former glory and deliver the kind of action-packed, character-driven storytelling fans have come to love. And there you have it, your complete guide to Reacher before Season 3 drops. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more in-depth breakdowns of your favorite shows. Drop your Season 3 predictions in the comments, and don't forget to check out our next video, now playing on your screen. Thanks for watching.